Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and happy almost new year. I can't believe this year went by so fast, and with that being said, 2024 was a year of finding new matcha brands and hojicha brands that have become some of my favorites. So this video we are gonna dive into my favorite matchas of 2024 and ones that you guys can purchase in the new year. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so I have my notes here, and starting off of 2024, my favorite matchas. You guys already know I love this brand so much, but if you guys haven't had a chance to try them out yet, 2025, you should definitely think about it. So this is matcha.com, also known as matchakari on their social media. I often refer to them as matchakari, but I think their actual company's matcha.com. But anyways, they are one of my favorite brands. I recommend them to basically anybody, especially if you're beginning in matcha, because they have such good different blends and different notes to try from. But the star of 2024 for me was their first harvest blend, and this one has become my ultimate favorite out of all of theirs. But I also really love their tenchi organic blend. That one I have a feeling in 2025 I am going to gravitate more towards. But the first harvest, it has a special place in my heart because I did my first ever home cafe pop-up, and I used their first harvest for my matcha lattes that I made, and I feel like that was so special because they are a brand that has worked with me for a really long time, years now, and trusted me to just create content with their matcha. So I've been partnered with them for a really long time, and I'm really grateful. So I had to use it in a special way. So I feel like in 2024 I used those 80-gram tins. I went through them so fast, and I used a couple of them for the home cafe pop-up that I had, and it was so fun, and everybody loved the drinks. And I feel like the first harvest is such a well-balanced blend that it goes so well drinking it by itself, but also with syrups, because certain blends I think don't pair necessarily well with different types of syrup, like strawberry or cinnamon, brown sugar. Certain ones I think taste better with syrups, and first harvest is definitely one that you can apply it to the different ways that you drink it. So that is my first recommendation. Okay, and then next up we have Rocky's Matcha, and you guys again know Rocky's Matcha. The blue tin is very well known, but specifically their oishi and their sujiki blend, which I tried this year in 2024, and I don't know, it just really blew me away, trying both of those, because they're both my favorite notes in matcha. So the sujiki one was creamy and sweet like ice cream, and then the oishi blend was super roasted and nutty, which is my second note that I really like when I try different matchas. So because each of those blends had those notes that I love, it was just so hard for me to not think about those specific blends, just because of how good they were and just how happy I was drinking it, and because I found specific blends that have those notes that I love in matcha. So again, Rocky's Matcha is such a good quality matcha brand. So even their ceremonial, their normal one, is amazing. It's a good basic matcha. But yeah, if you want to dive into more specific notes in your matcha rather than just balanced, you should definitely try any of Rocky's cultivar matchas. So the sujiki one and the oishi one I for sure recommend for you guys to try next year, because if any of those notes that I just described are notes that you like, then yeah, you gotta try it. It is a little bit more expensive, I think, and you get less matcha. But again, if you are ready to experiment more in the new year with the notes, then I think it's a great place to try, because you will not be disappointed. Right, so the next one is Little Match Studio, and I'm actually drinking her matcha right now. But this is her new one that she came out with, the Sahoime blend. And you guys, Little Match Studio, everything that I've tried, I loved, especially like the okumidori. Her normal like matcha is the first one that I tried from her line when I first discovered her, and that one was so buttery smooth. The green was gorgeous, and on top of that she has really beautiful ceramic pieces for like matcha bowls, like different types of like matcha tools that she makes, and so amazing. She is so talented, and I'm so happy that I get to be friends with her because she's the coolest. But her hojicha, her matcha, amazing. Like, such good quality, and her hojicha is one of my favorites because of how dark and roasted it is. It's such a deep, bold hojicha flavor that it's so delicious, and if you like a rich hojicha, you're gonna love hers. Yeah, her matcha is so smooth, so buttery, and even her new blend that I'm drinking right now, it's umami, it's creamy, it's very well balanced, and I just think her matcha powders make such a good daily drinking matcha, like especially her okumidori one, like the normal blend. That one is so good for daily drinking. So another one to check out. Next up, we have More Than Matcha. This is another great daily drinking matcha, and I think because it's so well balanced in the matcha notes that you can drink it every day. And what I appreciate about this one, it's not as bold as other matchas, so when I feel like I just want something lighter and not as like deep in the matcha flavor, more refreshing, I will gravitate towards their blend because of how balanced and how light it is. But again, such a great daily drinking matcha, and they also sold out like 4 times, I think, which says a lot about how much people love the matcha, and I love it. They also have really cute merch and coasters, but yeah, another good daily drinking matcha to add to your list. Right, next up we have Hawa matcha, and in one of my videos, I said that Hawa matcha was probably the matcha of the year for me, and I still stand by that. I definitely think Hawa matcha was my matcha of 2024 because this matcha brand like wowed me in every way possible. And usually when I try matchas, like they aren't really so specific in the notes for like every blend. Sometimes like certain blends kind of just cohesively like work together, but with Hawa matcha, their notes in the matcha are so specific and so unique and very bold. I had like so much fun trying each and every blend that they have because of how unique the notes were. Like, it's very rare to find one that I tried that tasted like uni, like the seafood uni. And while that is not like something I typically like look for in a matcha, I had like my expectations like blown out of the water because of how unique their blends are. And my favorite one from them is their ceremonial blend. That one was so roasted and nutty. I love how bold all of their matchas are. Like each of their blends were pretty bold in the matcha flavor, which I really appreciate. So I would say if you're more advanced and you spent this year like trying like lighter blends, ones that don't really have specific notes, and you want to try next year, definitely put oh my gosh, sorry, what was I saying? Definitely put Hawa matcha on your list for next year if you are looking for, just to try new blends, and if you're willing to like take the risk and just figure out what type of notes you like. Definitely Hawa matcha, but again, like such a good quality matcha, and my favorite again is the ceremonial grade. So if you want to start with that one, I think that one is a pretty good place to start because it's roasted and it's not like too umami, like the seaweedness or the uni flavor that I tried in their Asahi blend. So ceremonial grade would be a great place to start, but yes, remember Hawa matcha. And next up we have Nami matcha. You guys are probably aware or familiar with the creator Ashley and her matcha brand that I think she launched this year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this year that she launched. But her nami matcha is such a good daily one, and I think like if you are looking for a good daily matcha with just the right amount of matcha boldness and like grassiness to it, I think this is a great matcha to start with. It's such a high quality. It's one of the like most green matchas I've seen that is that vibrant, and it has such a great color to it. So I will say this one is like a little bit grassy, a little bit more vegetal, but again, that's not a bad thing. I think it's such a well-balanced matcha, and I love drinking it. I finished it so quickly once I got it. So that is also another one for daily drinking that you could consider trying in the new year. They also came out with a hojicha, which is also a good beginner hojicha. So I feel like nami matcha is catering towards people who are either interested in matcha and just want to get started, or just somebody who wants a very well-balanced matcha and hojicha. Next up, we have astrid tea. Astrid tea is another one I talk about a lot, but this one was also, I think, released this year, but I definitely drank it a lot this year. It's one that I constantly started to crave more and more, and I love just the quality of it. This one is another green that was dark and rich and such a beautiful green, but I also really liked that there was like roastedness to it. There was like some umami. It was creamy. It was like slightly sweet. There was just a lot of good notes in this one, a little bit grassy, and I think it's such a, again, like I keep saying it's a good daily one, but it is, and it's really high quality to be suited for like a daily drinking matcha. Next up, we have my matcha that I found off of Etsy, which is so funny to me that I found it off of Etsy, but I did, and it was legit, and it tasted really good. I know it's kind of like sus that I got it off of there, but it tasted good, and it's one of my favorites of this year. So the kurasu sui blend is one I found off of Etsy, but apparently they are a very well-known coffee and matcha company in Japan. But that sui blend, amazing. It was like the perfect, like creamy, bold matcha that I really like seek for. Like I love that type of profile, and when I tried it, I immediately knew like this is gonna be one of my favorite matchas to try, because of like the green was beautiful. Like it's such a high quality matcha, and I love the creamy and bold matchas, and this is a very creamy and bold one, and I just loved it. There was nothing wrong about it. There's nothing I didn't like about it, and I believe you can get it on their actual website, so you do not have to buy it off of Etsy like I did. Going off of that one, my next one is Sorate's Kusui blend, and it's very similar in taste to the Kurasu Sui blend, and they share the similar like taste profiles, so like very creamy, very bold with like a little bit of sweetness in it, and super smooth, beautiful color. Sorate is such a good quality matcha brand, and I know they have different like levels of matcha, but their kusui one is my favorite, and it is also the one that's a little bit pricier just because it really is good quality. And on top of that, I love their hojicha. This is another one that is so deep and roasted and nutty, kind of similar to like espresso, like ground espresso, but it's so good. It's like very dark chocolate, and when you drink it as a latte, it's so creamy, so rich. Another great hojicha recommendation. And then going off that, I have two more, and they're both hojicha. So the first one is Midori Springs Hojicha. This was one that I found off of my Amazon series, but this one came in like a 100-gram tin, and this one resembled caramel. There's like small, like subtle notes of caramel within the hojicha taste, which I love because it added kind of like a little bit of sweetness on top of like the roasted and nutty notes of that. So I think it was pretty affordable too. So if you are looking to get into hojicha, that's another one you can add to your list. And then lastly, matchaful's hojicha, another one that is deep and very rich and roasted. This one also kind of smoky, kind of dark chocolate like. Also kind of had like a little bit of a taste of like roasted rice, kind of like that toastiness to it, but another one that is more on the bold and rich side. So again, you can probably see a pattern. I really like the deep and bold hojichas as well as like the creamy and rich matchas. But again, that's another one that you can consider trying in the new year. I loved that one. Yeah, so that is all that I have for my 2024 matcha recommendations for next year. I will see you guys in the next video and Happy New Year. Bye!